Hello, everyone. Today is March 22nd, 2023. My name is Brett, and I have my astrologer friend Cindy here. Uh, we're doing another release, and we're going to be covering the transition of Pluto into Aquarius, which actually happens tomorrow. Cindy's going to cover all the implications to our society, to ourselves, to our lives, and some of the history too behind it, which Cindy will get into. And Cindy, you go ahead and talk about what you're doing today.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Brett. So happy to be here again. I have to apologize if I cough a little bit. I had a cold. Probably everybody has, or some kind of something going around as we go through these big astrological changes that we have in these last few days, really stirring up all of our energy, moving into the sign of Aries and new moon in Aries and the spring equinox. If you follow me on my socials at Lady O Rising, you'll see where I post about each one of those individual events. And I just put up a post about how it's been like the triple whammy. So the triple whammy's getting the best of my energy and causing me to have a cold, I guess. So anyways, but today we're here to talk about Pluto moving into Aquarius, which, again, is another one of these major astrological shifts. I mean, they just keep coming at us. They've been coming at us pretty much since, the beginning of January, or really in the last couple of years. So a lot of transformation we've seen. So just a little bit of background about Pluto. In the astrology world, Pluto hasn't always been around. I mean, it probably was always around, but we didn't find it until 1930. And so the interesting thing about that is that was the beginning of the Great Depression. And so I saw this fact where it said that like over 1,000 or like 1,300 banks failed in the U.S. in 1930. So right there, if we didn't talk anything more about, how Pluto is here to transform where we've been in Capricorn for the last, 15 years, we just saw it in action with that bank out there in Silicon Valley. So, going to see a lot of familiar themes if you want to go back and research, what happened around those time frames back in the 1900s. I think you'll find a lot of similar and interesting correlations. So, anyways, Pluto moves very, very slow, like the moon moves every 2 days. But Pluto takes like 248 years to go around the whole zodiacal sign. So, like, as a person, you will not even see Pluto go through all of the signs in your lifetime. You're only going to see it go through, some of those signs. And it takes about 11 to 30 years for it to actually go through a sign. And when it's in a sign, it stays in that sign for various amounts of time. So we can't just say, oh, it's going to be in Pluto in Capricorn for 15 years, and now it's going to be in Aquarius for 15 years. No, in fact, it's going to stay in the sign of Aquarius for 20 years, 21 years. And we're actually not going to get to a full station of Pluto in Aquarius until 2024. So in this, from now till the end of the year, we're going to see Pluto actually kind of waffling back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. So we kind of are like getting a taste or a taste test of what it's actually going to look like once it gets fully stationed in 2024. So, I think the interesting thing about that is just to kind of watch the world around you through the remainder of this year and, take notice of things that seem to really be falling apart or changing. Because that's the thing about Pluto. Pluto is here to transform the current situation, and it's a creation type of planet or a transformation type of planet. But in order to do that, it actually has to tear down before it can rebuild up. So, and none of us are safe from that process when it comes to Pluto. So, you know, we can see a lot of like maybe what we think are, bad things, either individually or out in the world. But when we see those things or experience those things, one of the things that'll be really important to think about through this transformation of, the next 20 years is, well, what is the purpose of this? Like, there must be a reason why we need to go through this in order to get beyond it. So that's a really important principle to think about when we're thinking about Pluto. And then on top of that, not only is Pluto going into Aquarius, but the U.S. in general is what we call its Pluto return, which means that, Pluto's gone all the way around the zodiacal sign and is back to, its current position of 240 some years ago. So that was back in 1776. When it was in Aquarius the last time, and that was when we signed the Declaration of Independence. So we've often known of that as like the modern U.S. or the Industrial Revolution. I mean, look at all of the ways that technology has changed since, we initially signed that Declaration of Independence. So we kind of have that going on too at the same time. Pluto making the world in general experience its rebirth and transformation, or tearing down in transformation, because the U.S. is in its Pluto return. So when Pluto was in Capricorn, Capricorn is an earth sign, and Capricorn is a pretty serious sign. It is, generally it's the mountain, it's the goat, right? The mountain goat. It's a slow-moving sign that likes to just kind of climb that mountain and build those structures. And, what we've seen a lot over those 15 years is just the, what I think about is like just big business, kind of like the monopolies and the big structures and, the money and the dominance of not only businesses, but our political system. And so, when we move into Aquarius, well, let me just say that Capricorn is also considered a fixed sign. So it's a fixed earth sign. So when something's a fixed sign, it means it can be pretty stubborn. It can kind of, dig its heels in. And so the same with Aquarius. So even though Aquarius is an air sign, we're moving into an air sign, it's also a fixed sign. So that can be a little bit of, digging in your heels, because Aquarius is a visionary. They're kind of the futurist. They are definitely the humanitarians of the world. But they do that with fixed energy. So that basically means that they have to do things within reason. They don't do that on like an emotional basis, like in a sign that might have more
like a Pisces
or mutable energy in it. So we need to take that into consideration too. So not only are we going to see a lot of transformation in the area of politics and technology, especially when it comes to computer type technology. I'm sure all of you, the new big buzzwords are the AI, In fact, I just got an email from Google asking if I wanted to be a beta tester of Brad, whatever Brad turns out to be. So, I don't know about that. That's something to think about. It's that kind of AI technology is going to gather all of our thoughts, and it will make our world easier in some ways, but there'll probably be a lot of glitches along the way. And again, that's going to be Pluto saying, whoa, no, wait a minute, let's break this all down, let's do this transformation within reason. So because Pluto is like a really slow moving sign, for you personally, you really do need to know your astrology chart. You need to know where Capricorn sits in your chart and where Aquarius sits, especially in those last degrees of Capricorn, like 29 degrees of Capricorn, and those first degrees of Aquarius, like 3 or 4 degrees. If you, whatever house is that's where it sits, is where you're gonna feel some individual transformation or whatever as it comes to Pluto. And if you have a planet there, or it's crossing over a personal sign like your sun, moon, or rising, and I'm going to include Mercury in that too, because that's your planet of communication, then you're gonna feel the effects of this transformation maybe more than your friend, your loved one, or your neighbor. So for me, like, for example, Pluto is going to be transiting over my Mercury, coming out of Capricorn and going into Aquarius in my 7th house, which is my house of partnership, and going over my Mercury. So I can expect, in the next probably 20 years, I'm going to go through a lot of transformation as it applies to the way that I relate to people, how I communicate, how I get my message out there, and the partnerships that I form to do that, which is so exciting to me because, as Lady O Rising, I hope I can get out there and really help people because my sun sign is in Aquarius, so I am truly a humanitarian, and I do want to help not only individuals, but, the world at large. So then I took a quick look at Brett's, and Brett actually does have Pluto going over a planet too. He has Pluto going over Venus in his 11th house. And again, I'm just giving you both of these examples because you are going to want to find this out too, because this is going to give you more information, to get those intuitive hits and stuff that we're likely going to see in the tarot cards here in a minute. So with Brett, so the 11th house, like the 7th house is about partnerships, like one-on-one, right? But the 11th house is about friends and community and kind of like the greater good. And so Venus is not only the planet of love, but it is the planet of values, and it is the planet of like money. So that's going to be really great for you, Brett, because, I think that you're going to be building some strong bonds over the next 20 years, which is really going to help, you in your business and your intuitive business, probably bring a lot more intuition to your business over the next 20 years. So,
because I, like you, also am here to help people and connect the dots. And like you said, read the deeper things that you're trying to understand, where these things are trying to transform and help you to grow. And they're not always easy.
Exactly. And I think that both of our professions, we're kind of going into that, the age of Aquarius, which Aquarians are natural astrologers or natural tarot readers. I mean, they are the ones that are here to help people connect the dots. So yeah, I think this is really going to be a service or a practice or, a very helpful tool for people at large, both astrology and tarot reading. So I think that's just a really great place to leap off and just look at those cards now and see what they have to tell us about Pluto moving into Aquarius.
Yeah. I think from a lot of my clients and the people I talk to, a lot of people are looking for a new spiritual enlightenment, and they're done with these old things and ready for new things that get rid of the old things that are holding us back. And spirituality and finding one's path should be our only goal in life, but we get distracted by so many more things. But to slow down and to start realize what's going on and starting to see what's going, and where it's possibly going. This helps you look forward and not so much back.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing that I kind of missed when I was back there talking about this transformation too, which kind of goes to what you just said individually, is just our individual rights of who we are. I mean, it shouldn't matter, you know, am I like a white man or a black woman or a gay man or a disabled person or whatever, all of the I think of them as stereotypes, but
Right.
all of the labels that we put on people, you know, that's got to go away. I mean, it should be more of an egalitarian.
We all live in this
type
world.
of society. I mean, I mean, I think people have all the right to make the money and, you know, be prosperous and, you know, have all of their values in place, but, you know, geez, we all have that right, not just a certain segment of people. So I think that we'll see a big change there too.
Absolutely, and that's really what we're looking for and hoping for too in the next 20 years. And so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started with the tarot read. I'm going to pull an oracle card here and give us an overview energy, and I've already got a Celtic cross laid out that I was pulling on while Cindy was explaining the transitions. And another transition I wanted to relink to is Cindy and I did a reading for Saturn transitioning into Pisces, which was another one that just happened, 2 weeks ago. So I'll include that link in here. So some of you are catching this one, you can go back and see and that was our first release ever. So please enjoy that. Please like and subscribe today, as I appreciate this and enjoy working with Cindy and putting these things together for you. So thanks for being here today, Cindy, and let's enjoy this read.
Yeah.
Wow, we got card number 1 in the deck. This is called Beyond Death, Life.
Wow. See? Can't make this stuff up.
I'll let you look at that because it is.
Nice.
That's amazing, the first card. And tomorrow's the first day, so all right, let me read this one because this is going to be good. The soul craves variety because that leads to wholeness, and wholeness leads to divine revelation. The purpose of the soul's incarnation in this world, in the first place, is to realize its divinity through the sacrifice, through the sacred crucible of life. The older the soul, the closer it is to realization of divine openness, and the more powerful its determination to shed that which constrains complete and conscious immersion into the divine presence. So here you are, at an old stage, at the end of something you have known, at the cusp of an ending and a beginning. Perhaps you are ready in surrendering and falling in, or perhaps you are fearful and resisting as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There is no punishment in the ending, nor is there anything to fear. There may be pain, there may be grief and loss. There may be uncertainty and even insecurity. Yet you have a big heart, big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your clumsy, inspired travels into a new life. You can scoop her up in your arms and spin her wildly about as she delights in your embrace, throwing her head back and laughing her vibrant, contagious laughter, filling you with exquisite ecstasy. Yes, you shall know the truth. The knowledge that the divine is with you. You shall know the truth, guiding every unfolding moment of your life's journey. No matter how dark it may appear, the divine is with you in unflinching generosity, with compassion, and with fierce passion for your blossoming into all that you are, all that you can be. So what must you do to receive the divine grace, this new life? You must be willing to face death. It may be that death has come to you in the form of loss of a beloved one, a physical loss that takes you into the darkest despair or depths of your grieving heart. It may be the death that comes to you in the ending of a financial or professional situation you once relied on. It could also be in the sense that you don't really know who you are anymore. Old identities having shown themselves to be inadequate, inaccurate, mere ego mass too small for the great being that you are starting to suspect you may be. Your death may be a choice to let go, to take a new step in a new direction, to move house, to end relationships, to change career, or to step away from a religious philosophy or physical tradition, or a group of or teachers. Your death may not feel as though it has come by choice at all. It may be a sickness that leaves you feeling helpless, a relationship or all other life circumstance changing when you wish with all your heart that it would not. Your transition through this death may be triggered by an inner feeling that you cannot quite pin down. Nonetheless, it powerfully propels you away from what has been and towards untapped possibilities, perhaps even towards great confusion as you encounter life in a new way, feeling even somewhat unprepared and uncertain as to what may lie ahead of you now. How do you deal with this grace? Hidden though it may be at first appear to be under the cloak of crisis, is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your life that is calling you. When you know deep within that no matter what experience you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in life more easily and more fully, no matter how much it asks of you at times. The divine is a relentless lover. It wants nothing less than your total being to be held in its embrace. Sometimes that means we will have to give up lesser loves for the greater love, the divine one that calls us to remember our true nature. You are a blazing, beautiful soul having a human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to divinity. This is what is happening in your life now. Whether the death is obvious and painful to you, or whether you are uncertain of how it is yet showing up in your life, either way there is an ending imminent and a new life coming to you, with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty in the world. Grasp it eagerly, beloved. Now is the time for fear. Now is not the time for fear or hesitation. Focus what is becoming, whilst honoring what is no longer to be.
I don't even know what to say, Brett. That is crazy. I feel like we should have been meditating through that oracle read. That was just like so spot on for exactly how everybody should be thinking about this transition.
Well, and you know, here's the greatest part. Like the first card, like the current situation, and you can't make this up. We got the Ace of Cups,
Yeah.
right? And it's time to lose whatever emotional baggage that we have, and it's telling us to start living life in happiness and in peace, and it's the start. It's this new beginning. I really feel it's like this emotional awakenings with people. Well, it's almost like an awakening of a lot of things, where our emotions can now link with our thoughts, and we can start to see more clarity through these transitions. But right now, there should be this energy coming, because this is a chance for a fresh start for all of us. There's so much going on, right? We just started. Spring's coming. There is this new energy around us.
Yeah, I would just think to myself, like, how is this all helping me to fill my cup?
Right.
I mean, I mean, don't we all want to do that?
Well, right. And like I said, I feel like this is also divine gifts coming in with the Ace of Cups. Like I said, it's his hand reaching out that just everything is coming out of it. And it's so pure and available. And everybody can reach for this cup. And everybody has this cup to give or to receive, is always how I feel about that. So the challenge, and you can't make this one up too, we've got the moon. The moon card, right? The moon card doesn't like to show us very much. The moon card is somewhat deceptive, and it causes this uncertainty, right? Because we all have this uncertainty about, is this the right thing to do? Sometimes when you get so locked up in pain, letting go is the hardest thing here. But we've got to go through the darkness of the moon and take our time with it, and also figure out those things that are blocking us. And what's holding us back. And it's like, it's very rejuvenating. And we do have a new moon coming too. And this is also related to Pisces and Neptune. So also dreams, but also illusions come in. And it adds complexity to the story for a lot of us. And some of us are uncertain about our career path because this AI stuff, right? That could be taking jobs. So we might don't know what our next careers would be because robots are taking over, certain jobs that have been done for years. But also in this energy, it has us slow down so that we can really try to, because when something moves in the dark, sometimes it doesn't have to, but it catches your attention and it can cause fear and doubt. So this is telling us we need to slowly walk through this so we can really see what's the process is going to unfold in front of us. It's also about being patient and not trying to rush ahead, not knowing what's in front of you. I mean, you know what I mean? I feel there is some retention here and some time to deal with those things that are holding us back from receiving this cup.
I like that. My rising sign is Cancer. And my word for the year, I don't know if everybody picks a word for the year, but mine is patience. So I love that message.
Okay. Well, and there's always, with the moon, there's always hidden truths with some situations. And there's things to be discovered. Like I said, sometimes you didn't know something was there until you tripped over it. You may have stubbed your toe, but you might have just found something so beautiful you didn't even know it was there. So it is also telling you don't just sit there in fear in one place because it's not going to get any brighter. It's trying to get you to go out and explore, right? Be innovative and brave the transformation. I mean, these are hard. There's no doubt things are going to have to be destroyed to get the new energy in so that we can really focus on what's good for the collective, good for us all, not just one group of people. We all, like you said, Cindy, we all have a place on this planet. And through the darkness, we all find each other, I believe, too. That we all are a part of this situation, but we can also help the future. I mean, that's all of us a part of this, not just our governments or the people who want to, we need to also break away from some of their thoughts because they are very controlling in a way that Americans in the world needs more information right now too. A lot of it that's not being given to us or hidden from us, which I think there's some truths there that will be discovered too over this transformation of not only all of us, but the United States too, and the world in general. Being more innovative. Hopefully we're sharing more technology, not trying to steal it from each other.
Right.
So the subconscious here. We have the Knight of Wands, and this is the courageous energy, it's a free spirit. It's about being yourself. It's about being straightforward. This is also a great time to get out there. It's almost like a travel card too. It's like get out there in the world and feel more inspired. Be more of the hero in this situation, not the King of Wands in the reverse where it's more reckless and impatient. This is showing that we can take our energy and apply it and it's saying have courage, be courageous. You know, and
Yeah,
showing.
and isn't that so timely too with the spring equinox and the new moon in Aries and moving into the sign of Aries?
Well, right. Then this is also, you know, it was talking about people moving into new homes or moving about. So I feel like we are all moving, whether it is in the physical or in the spiritual. We are moving into the things that we're more drawn to here too. You know, this is about action, willpower, and passion with the wands and the Knight of Wands. So, and our crowning energy, we've got another fire card here. The Princess of Wands, or also known as the Page. This is, I feel like this energy always is the fresh ideas that are coming in. You know what I mean? It's about being happy, almost, there's an extroverted energy here. So again, I feel this energy trying to pull us out of our comfort zones. And that's about what transformation is going to get you out of your comfort zone so we can see the big picture. The Princess of Wands, once you complete 10 of Wands, this is like I said, the new snap of energy that gets us that energy like when we were kids again, when we could really remember a time when we were truly happy with that.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm visioning in my mind right now too is generally the wands have like little leaves growing off of them. So again, you know, new life, like new direction, new energy.
Yeah, and the Page of Wands is really telling you, you know, there is something within you that's triggering you to make discoveries. You know, it's about indulging in and taking things to the next level, you know, with your actions. And this is the crowning energy of the world. You know, we want to put more action into the things that really are going to matter, and not so the battles anymore are really just distracting and so destructive. Like I said, I think there's new ideas that need to come into the world with this. And it starts with all of us bringing in these new ideas, not just what we call our leaders. It's all of us stepping up, needing to step up. And stepping up in the way that is for us and in our direction, because we all got a million different ways to go. So the next energy, the recent past, this is beautiful. We've got the World card. Again, you cannot make this up. You know, this is the completion of a cycle, right? This is Saturn, and it's also linked to Capricorn, right? So we've achieved a lot. There is a sense of belonging because even despite all of these niche groups, we all belong. You know what I mean? So it's about us needing to come together so that we can, this one cup is an offering, I feel, for humanity, for all of us. And we need to grab this, and it's the next leg things to move forward for us.
Yeah, and you can't, again, like when you said, you can't make that up, you know, Saturn into Pisces. I mean, yes, let's be compassionate. Let's have a lot of empathy.
Well, we've come a long ways, but we still have more to do, and we need to do it in a, you know, as much as our old ways have gotten us this far, it's time for a new way. You know what I mean? There is this shift that needs to happen.
Right.
And, you know, this is the fun part here. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse here for the near future. And this is shouldering too much responsibility. This is the things that are, you know, things are going to get heavier. We've got to start to decide here. This is that also dealing with Sagittarius. It is kind of a meat grinder, but it is also sharing. You can share burdens with people. You know what I mean? As far as it's like getting help with this, you know, finding and needing some emotional support, whether it's from people. You know, you talked about our social groups, Cindy, and, you know, how it relates and those people that we can help break down. This is about breaking down and collapsing the systems here that don't longer serve us. You know what I mean? And this is, the struggles are there, and we just need to find our resources in this next energy to get us there.
Yes.
And this is just the beginning. You know, this is a 20-year cycle. So, but this is the hardest part is the start. You know.
It is, and like I said, and I think, you know, like when I was talking about how it isn't fully going to station until, you know, 2024. Yeah, I think that waffling back and forth is going to be a really important time to be paying attention.
Right. And like I said, that 10 of Wands is oppression, you know, and it's the things that are holding us back. And it really is, it's going to get more overwhelming than, it's going to get worse before it's going to get better. That's just, I'm going to tell you, that's just a matter of fact.
That's Pluto.
Yeah, well, this also, if you talk about finances, it does show deeper economic troubles. And it's trying to get relief from these financial burdens, which honestly, what is the world's problem? We all have financial burdens. You know, is there a new currency? Is there a new way to do business? You know, those are hopefully the things that can be discussed over the next 20 years, and that as all of us being in this world, how we can help the third world countries all the way up to the richest, most powerful, you know, and how are we all integrated to do that and support each other, right? This is also needing that support to share the burdens of all the people, not just the groups or the you know what I mean, it's everybody. Anything you want to add to, because that's that future energy.
No, it's just amazing to me. The cards that come up through the tarot reading are so spot on, and your intuition on them is perfect.
Well, thank you very much for that. So, our biggest issue, since this is more of the personal place of thought, we've got the Princess of Pentacles in the reverse. This is like a lack of commitment to some things, and maybe we've missed some chances in the past, but we don't see any good prospects in the near future. You know what I mean? You can feel that energy here. It is kind of monotonous, and we are we're bored with the same influences, I feel, too, with this energy. It really slows us down, and it lowers our ambition. And a lot of it is trying to find that drive here, to drive through the things that are trying to hold us down, so we can experience a transformation. Like I said, this pentacle that is being offered, whether we are offering it to the world or the world's bringing it to us, it's something that needs to be discovered. And it really shows that it needs to be something that we can all commit to, whatever that change is. Like I said, individually.
Yeah, so the thing for me, too, because that did come up in the personal place of thought, is that, you know, in my astrology practice, I like to always think about, and I talked about this in our first video, too, like the high road and low road, right? We can always choose to take the low road, or we can choose to take the high road. So, you know, lack of commitment to me is the low road. The people that just like, I don't know, they're just not here to live their life fully, or that life just kind of happens to them, or, you know, I don't see them being in a better place with all of this. Like this, that's not what Pluto wants. Pluto does not want us to have lack of commitment and to sit back and just let this happen to us.
Right.
Pluto wants to shake it up, and then it wants you to have the energy and the commitment to move forward. So I think this card is just reminding people, you know, you just can't sit back and watch this all happen. It is a part of you too. Right.
We're all a part of this world, right? And
yes.
Yeah, we all have our areas. So our current environment, I like this energy. We got the Queen of Cups. Here, I'll let you take a look at that, Cindy, so you can see.
Yeah.
You know, this is the water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You know, I always like the Scorpio energy there for transformation. Um, there is always kindness and compassion with this. And the next level of her is the high priestess, but this is like, helps us to mirror and reflect on the depths of things so that we can see really where it is our heart is and how to get us there. You know, but there is some level of not being rational and common sense, but she's very intuitive and knowing what she wants. You know what I'm saying with that? It's understanding that listening to your inner voice here with this and
Yeah, and
trusting it.
interesting that it comes up in what is it? The current situation when our first card was the Ace of Cups.
Yeah,
Kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
very much so. And this is, you know, when we talk about relationships, the relationships that are important and going deeper in the ones that support. You know, that's what the thing is here. We're looking for more support. I feel like some of this reading is asking for us to share burdens. And like I said, this is maybe us taking new roles in situations that we've never taken before. I feel like, you know, it's
or just speaking your truth. You know, just speak up. Like,
right.
Don't think that your ideas are not worthy. Like, people might need to hear what you have to say. Speak up.
Right. Be extroverted, like stepping outside your comfort zone here. And the Queen of Cups always shares how she feels. So like I said, putting it out there and telling, you know, whether telling someone how you feel to the individual or, you know, telling our congressmen and all those people how we feel about this world, you know, starting to make the changes. And these can be in anything within our families up to government level, right? I mean, let's not just focus as a world level, but it is also the changes we can make in our life here. And like I said, this is very powerful energy, but it's also telling us to show emotional control, because sometimes what's the biggest problem with change is people get emotionally out of context, and then the mind goes with it, and then it becomes, you know, a shit show. Okay, so our hopes and our fears. I love this card. We got the Lovers, right? Gemini, card of Gemini. This is the card of major choices, major forks in the road. These are things that are yet to be, you know, we don't know what the next fork in the road is going to be with this energy. You know, but these are also telling us to choose. And it also, the biggest thing is here is, what do we have to sacrifice so we can find that love and that energy, those things that resonates with us, and getting into those things and getting away from those things that are holding it back, whether it's, you know, drugs and alcohol or, you know, certain karmic relationships here. This is helping us connect to our vision by making the right choices and making sure they're balanced is the biggest thing with these, with the Lovers, like it is.
Yeah, so we probably will do a segment on this coming up, but and I don't have it right in front of me, but the exact date, but Mars, I believe it's Mars, that is moving out of Gemini into Cancer, which doesn't really like being in Cancer, but I still think that there's a theme there, you know, where we're like with that Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the...
Right. Well, and so the Lovers is also linked with Mercury, you know, and it's really about the things we're thinking about, right? And that is so Aquarian, you know, our thoughts and making these choices, and the ones that really support us, you know what I mean, and attaining our goals, what's right for us, you know.
Yes, and that's going to be shifting too soon, like I said.
Right. Like I said, whether those are hard or soft, they are pushing you towards the place of greater love, and to when you listen to your own inner voice, Queen of Cups, right? Follow our intuitions, make the right choices. So in our hopes and our fears, I love this. We've got the Two of Pentacles, and it's called Harmonious Change. That's kind of interesting. I feel it to pull out on the top here, because this is the energy of Capricorn, and it's, You know, a lot of it is balancing our resources and where are we bleeding out and trying to fill those holes, whether it's in our pocketbook or in our emotional place, so that we can live a more balanced life, finding more balance in the world. And you know, right now we've got to stretch our resources, right? We're going through it at such a great rate. So we've got to find this balance, this budget. You know what I mean? So they don't tip us one way or the other. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is finding the balance through this transition. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, how perfect of a card if it's the card of Capricorn. We need to move and make that shift, make that change.
Well, one more card came out with that too. Like when I pulled it out, the Ace of Pentacles was right behind it. And when that is all about new opportunities come in, and it's realizing there are resources there when we really truly delve into it. We can find ways to save. We can find ways to bring back what we've lost, or at least live on a more, you know what I mean? I know in the last 2 years I've changed how much I needed to make in this world to live more simple. And, you know, I'm able to balance my resources and get to a place where I'm not working 70 hours a week and going crazy. You know, so these changes are, hey, how do I make less money and do this? Well, you can, but you have to, yeah, if that's something you want to do, those are the things you can do. But it is about, there's abundance there, but you have to go out and get it, right? You've got to go in about it a balanced way.
For sure.
Yeah, so yeah, Ace of Pentacles also deals with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. So, well, that is the full read there, Cindy. I really like it.
I do too. I really feel like, well, I just keep I know I keep moving and stuff because I'm just so deep in thought about what we just saw and heard through those cards. I mean, it was very spot on and gave us a lot of good information and thoughts to ponder on. I think this is going to be definitely one of those videos where, you know, over the course of the next, you know, I don't know, 30, 60, 90 days, you might want to come back and listen to it because
Right.
it really is, really was very meaningful.
Yeah, what I like about this, like I said, the current situation, the Ace of Cups, like more divine gifts coming in, things. We're completing a cycle here with the world in our past. Like this is the recent past. We're getting ready to, like I said, I feel like we're getting ready to change. And the reading for Saturn into Pisces was about, the Oracle card was about new technology, getting rid of these old things so that we can, you know, how much did new technology help us free us up to do other things? You know, and I really feel like this energy is there in our lives too, freeing us, having things that aren't such a burden to get rid of those burdens so that we can start to live the more balanced life we want, and can really roll with the changes more fluidly as they universe.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's beautiful.
All right. Thank you all today for being here, Cindy. Thank you for all of your input and your astrology and helping us link these transformations and all this good stuff. I know we're going to do a lot more content over the next years. I'm sure there's going to be some key points where this Pluto is going to hit those nodes you're talking about, where she's going to let us know, okay, yeah, in 2 weeks here, we're going to get this big thing. We need to get out a message, right?
Well, right. So, yeah, just kind of as a precursor of that, you know, this new moon was at 0 degrees of Aries, which means it has a full, there's 30 degrees in each house. So it has 30 whole degrees to, you know, transit over. So the next new moon is actually going to be at 29 degrees of Aries. So we're going to see 2 new moons in Aries, which is, you know, again, giving us all that firepower, all that starter power. And then that leads us right into the eclipses, which is, a shift or a pivot of those nodes. So, yeah, a lot more to come.
I can't wait to explore those. I always like those. Eclipses are big energy. Yeah, the full moons. And then these big linked, I mean, we just went through so much with Jupiter, Saturn, and now Pluto. And all in 3 months, 3.5 months, basically.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it just keeps coming.
Life is a changing, and if you don't feel those changes, you need to stick your head out the window and get involved. That's just what I think.
That's true.
All right, everybody. And Cindy, thank you guys all for this. Please like and subscribe and look out for the next one. Bye now.